Here we go. First fight up, Emilia and Rem. So we're going up against this Cerise, and one of the brand new units that we are also trying out today is Inferno Kawazo. And so he is actually amazing against Cerise. If you build him fast enough, you can potentially one-shot almost any unit if you have high enough attack. But we're bringing in Emilia here just to see what we can do. We do get the push up on the Rem there. We pushed up the Rem instead of the Landy because we wanted to get the kill on the Ravi, right? And so after the Ravi there, the only damage dealer that they have is going to be that, what is it? Shadow Mercedes, the very tanky unit there. And she starts to pop off with counters, but it's pretty much GG at this point. Unit there. Next fight here, that flurry misses on the Straz, so we're bringing in the dual combo. We decide to push up Strays here. Strays, one of those. We decide to push him up, and then we're going to guarantee the kill on that Crow. And you know, that's kind of the great thing about Emilia, is you can kind of play her depending on what your style of play is, right? Like turn 2, if you want to build her super fast here. We have her still on the same build as our GVG. She's holding our Mediator Coeric gear right now. So she's on decent effect res. I think it's like 170 or something. 220-ish speed, so nothing too fast. So that's why we still have immunity on everyone. But we push up the Strays. And then after that, it's pretty much GG. We missed the hit on the Falconer Cleary here, but we get the defense break, right? And proccing that Demon Horn early on really helped out here. The Flan here in this fight, I'm not sure what the Flan was going to do. I think that they misplayed here. Well, you know what? I think the misplay here was not pushing up the Stene, right? Because anyone else that would have gone there, so this Bryce area, she procs the Inferno Kawazu, right? He cleanses, gets that push, and then we're going to be able to one-shot somebody here, whether that's Bryce area or the Carrot. I think we are able to get the kill on the Carrot. No, very close. So we chunked her down, but then now we can cleanse and push the Rem, and then pretty much guarantee the kill with the S3, and then be able to proc the Demon Horn, right? Ideally, we want to proc the Demon Horn as soon as possible. But I mean, it is what it is. We have her on a speed build. Nothing super speedy yet. I'm keeping the same build as we had in that GVG fight. So she's like 190-ish speed, and then everything else into defense, HP, attack, crit, and crit damage. Yeah, so as a bruiser, she is kind of tough to build on speed, just because if you do put her on speed, you're gonna lose out on that Demon Horn. But as you can tell here, she's able to get that tankiness with the Crow in there, getting that defense buff up and then mitigating some damage. So on the next fight here, we actually go first. We're able to get Falconer Cleary to go on the Strays, and once we get the defense break on the Strays, it's pretty much GG, because here we can push up either Champ Zerato or Inferno Kawazu. We decide to go with the Champ. Big S3, we'll get the defense buff up, get attack break on everyone, and then we have a chance to one-shot. Even though we went first with Inferno Kawazu, he still has a chance to proc those burns and still detonate. The thing about it is, of course, you would want him to go after an AoE attack, just so that he has vigor and then he ignores effect res. But we decided to go on the BBK because more than likely she doesn't have effect resistance. So we took our chances there, and then after that, it's pretty much GG. Emilia here, she pushed up our Champ Z, and then after that, it's pretty much game over, right? Because if we get defense breaks on those, and then once the opposing team goes, if they have any kind of debuffs, like that Carrot had burns, we're able to cleanse, right, with the Emilia S3. So pretty strong actually in RTA. I think if I were to keep trying her out in RTA, I would put her maybe like on Tome or something so she can cycle faster. Here's another, I guess, kind of Emilia showcase. So we're going up against the Cerise. So Emilia kind of counters the Cerise. You build her high effect res. We brought Infernal Kawazu. We're going to be able to one-shot somebody. And we're going to one-shot, I think, the Cerise here. Yeah, okay. So we take her out. We got restrict and slow debuff on our 5-head there. But once we get Emilia's turn back up, okay, we get the dual attack there. Once we get Emilia's turn back up, we're going to be able to cleanse and heal after this Last Rider crowd goes. He does pretty big damage, but we get some healing in with Infernal Kawazu. We don't heal here. We do the push-up because we cleanse. And so now we got the 5-head attack buff, and then we're able to do big damage on that Falconer Clury. One thing that I realized after we went through that fight is that my 5-head there doesn't have an artifact for this fight, which is kind of crazy. She still does big damage. We got Rem solo in this one. So a lot of Cerise. So that's kind of the main reason why I've been trying to build Infernal Kawazu, because he is amazing against Cerise. Finally getting the Rem to pop off with the counter. So with her passive, she does have that, I think, up to 20% chance to counter. It doesn't proc that often for me, but when it does, it feels really, really nice. So she can be a lot of fun in RTA when she starts popping off. But as you can see there, Infernal Kawazu pretty much destroys one unit. And then we got Demon Horn right after that. So we're able to do big damage here. That RB comes back, but he's not going to do anything because they left our ML haste in there. After this, it's pretty much GG. We take out the Landy, and that's a win in our book, right? In this next one, Kisei goes first. So as I fought a couple of different Kiseis, and then what else? Okay, so we started bringing in Rem a lot. We started first picking her, but the problem is that we either just ban her or bring in like Violet or Rylet, someone that can just one-shot her. My Rem isn't that tanky, and here that Kisei decided to go on the Infernal Kawazu, and so this is a Cleave setup team, right? They went straight into the Infernal Kawazu, one-shotted him. That Blazingo is going to push up the Kisei again. She's going to get the kill on the RB, but our Rem actually pops off in this one. I think the Opsig does get the kill with the S3 here, but she doesn't have attack buff, right? And so I think that kind of saved us on the Rem and the 5-head here. We're able to go with the S3 on Rem because we do have her somewhat bulky. She does have some decent damage after that, and then we're able to clean shop here, one-shot everybody with the fire 5-head, which is always really, really nice to see. But Rem, it's nice when she pops off. It feels really bad when you don't have a way to counter. So if another unit outside of Rem gets attacked, then she has that 20%, right? In this one, we're going up against that Kisei again. You'll see the counter there from Rem. We're able to apply the unhealable, and we got some burns on everybody. Here we're actually facing off Emilia versus Rem. So let's see who's able to get this one. But that Kisei was pretty much destroying my entire team. The thing that saves us here is G-Purg push. We're able to get the push up. I completely forgot that my carrot was reset. We take out that Faithless Litica. This one here, I was debating whether or not to go with the S1, because when Demon Horn is up, you get S1 and then you get S1 again, right? And then you ignore effect res, which is actually really, really nice. But that pretty much just guaranteed us the kill, softened up every other unit on that team, and then it was GG. I think we have some fights here where we just get destroyed because we bring in Rem without any kind of damage mitigation. I think this is one of them. So We got Falconer Clury, Rylith, I guess you could say. The combo of bringing Falconer Clury and then one-shotting someone early. But they didn't need the defense break here. And so that's kind of the thing to keep in mind with Rem. If you don't bring damage mitigation, she's going to get one shot, right? Here's Rylith pretty much destroying my Rem. She's 1200k defense, 14k HP, and he pretty much just one-shotted her. After this, I think, yeah, we ended up losing this one just because we don't have any kind of sustain, and we went up against another bruiser team, right? So that Violet went, and then that Dilbert went, and then there was GG for our Rem. Here we go up against a fast A. coli, but I guess the idea was to bring in Biken to take out the Rem. The only problem here was that the Biken was really, really slow. So maybe just like really big damage Biken. And then Kara just destroys Biken pretty much. And then we just clean house with our 5-head here. So it's tough to really focus down Rem unless you have like big damage dealers. And so this one here, I think this one was a misplay. I think that the play here wasn't going Flan S3, it was Flan S2. So they should have pushed up the RB to maximize the amount of damage, but we're able to get that counter with the Rem, which is really, really nice when it does pop off. The maid Chloe here is going to cleanse, give attack buff to everybody, but we still have immunity. So we're turn 2. It's fine if they go first. And this at this point, if my Rem was built on counter, then we would get a chance to start hitting them with that Demon Horn as soon as that RB went down, or as soon as anyone else went down. But there you go. She can't be blinded because of the Demon Horn, so she can't be controlled when she has the Demon Horn, and she ignores Effect Res, which I think is kind of an insane ability. And then we brought in the Doors just to mitigate some of that RB damage. We'll push her up, get the full heals here. And again, as I mentioned, counters looking really, really nice to build potentially on her Sigurd side. So that way, when she does start popping off, she's constantly getting in some heals. Even if you don't build her on lifesteal, she's still going to do pretty big damage there. So here is Rem. We do have her 3 Molas and then 3 Molas or skill enhancements on the S2. So ideally, we'll get this to 20% eventually. The S3, of course, dealing more damage, 20% more damage. And eventually, we might be able to give her some more Molas on the S1. We do have her 1200 defense, 14k HP, 195 speed. So around the 190 to 200 mark, 3400 attack, 100 crit, and 277 crit damage. Since the RTA fights, I did put her on a Sigurd, and I feel it works a lot better, especially since she's able to get some healing in whenever she does counter and she's below that 50% mark. But as I mentioned, I think ideally you want her on a counter build, even if not on a counter, maybe like a lifesteal, so that she's able to have that continuous healing every time that she goes with the S1, and then she's going to proc it again, or even when she does her counters. We do have Emilia. We did change her up just a little bit. We still have her on her own artifact, which gives her effect resistance, but also recovers the health of the ally by 10%. We have only the 4 skill enhancements still on the S2. I think having the S3 on the 4-turn cooldown is really going to help. Once we get the plus 10 level friendship, we'll get that up. But I think that she's kind of like a low investment unit. For sure, you want at least the plus 4 skill enhancement here, just because this is on a 2-turn cooldown. So if you build her fairly fast, like I mentioned before, I think she really needs to be a lot faster than 220, maybe like 240, 250-ish mark. But again, it just really depends on how you play. Are you turn 2? Are you planning on going first and then pushing someone up? Sometimes pushing someone up did help us in a few of those fights. So it's something to really keep in mind, depending on what your playstyle is. We have her on 170 effect res, getting that 15% on the artifact. So putting her at 185, not too bad. But I might slow her down just a little bit and give her more health, just so that she can heal a little bit more. But again, you don't bring her in to heal to fool your entire team. You bring her in for the baby sustain, and then the S2, that constant cycling, right? So kind of similar to the end, making her really, really fast. Something like that, something along those lines. But that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts on Emilia and Rem in RTA. Have you played with them? Have you tested them in RTA? Let me know how you're building them in the comment section below. Like always, if you happen to enjoy the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.